up there.
Yep.
They have $146 million budget surplus, a $23 million rainy day fund, and every source of revenue into the county. I've been there for 11 years. I went through the recession. I came in 2009. It's never been better. Never been better. So they have no financial reason to legitimize the sale of parkland. So I stood with my people against the sale of Warren Valley Golf Course. We were able to stop the development. I was really pleased that, because Warren Evans was going to continue trying to sell that property. And we knew it, and the mayor knew it. So he said, Diane, I can't risk those properties. I'm going to put up an offer to buy it. I said, I think that's a wonderful idea. Not that I wanted to see the park, not that I wanted to see Wayne County lose the park, because those taxpayers all over Wayne County have been paying for that park for all these years. But I wanted to see it remain public land. I didn't want to see it get developed. And I knew that that's what Evans had in mind. And I knew that if Paleco bought it, he'd protect it. So he bought it, and he kept it in the public domain, and it's still a golf course, and it's still accessible to the people. And yeah, he's making money hand over fist, so it was a really good investment for him, which is really a great thing. And if you all want to use it, you still can. And so I think it was a win. It was a wonderful thing, and this group came out of that, and I'm so glad that they did, to rise up to fight the next sales. Everybody was blindsided by the sale of Phoenix Mill. No one heard about it. There was no such thing as Mill Run. Never heard of it. So when they came to the county commission, I want you all to know this because there's some information that's not exactly accurate that's getting put out there, and I've read every single deed. I got about 2.5 feet of paperwork that is deeds. You ever read a deed? You ever read a legal description of a property? Yeah, if you ever have insomnia, try that. But I read every single legal description of every piece of parcel of land that makes up the 17-mile stretch of Hines Park, and I can tell you that the land that Phoenix Mill was built on the deed was given to us with the park restriction for 3 years in 1932 to be used for parkland for at least 3 consecutive years. By 1935, that deed restriction expired on the land there by Phoenix. When Phoenix was gifted from Ford Motor Company to the county, it was used as a road asset, not a parkland. It was never open to the public. It never used park millage dollars. It was run on Public Act 51 monies. Those of you, that's government talk, that's gas tax. That's the money we used for your roads. When they sold it to Richard Cox, who bought it, they had to take the money, the proceeds from that, and put it into the roads. And they did, to fix the bridges, 2 of the bridges in Hines Park. So they were able to sell that deal unanimously to the commission because it was a road asset. They met with me specifically to head me off because I just kicked their butt on Warren Valley Golf Course, and they did not want to deal with me again, okay? So they set up a meeting with me and to tell me that this was not parkland, to give me all the deeds on it, to show me the whole accounting for it, everything, which I demanded. I have a copy of those deeds. I have photographs. I have the whole proposal, 41 pages on Phoenix Mill. If anybody's interested, send me your email and I'll send it to you to prove it to you. But I made them go through all of that before they got my vote on Phoenix Mill. So I just wanted to let you know that Wilcox Mill and Newburgh Mill are park assets. The land around them is park assets. They've been taking your park millage money all these years to pay for those parks, and they are selling them on you, which is wrong. And if you don't already know, you have my vote, right? Thank you. Yeah, I think it's blatant violation of public trust to take people's money to protect and maintain their parks and then sell them out from underneath them. I think it's just unconscionable. And so I never supported it, and I still don't. But I just want you to know that my other like-minded colleagues that feel the same way as I do know the differentiation between those parks. A park asset and a road asset. So I just wanted to make sure that you all know. It's located in the park, if you will, but if it's never been funded by park millage dollars, then they're not taking your money for a purpose and then selling it out from underneath you. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is, so Public Act 51 money, road dollars, it was a decommissioned road yard. They used it as a road yard from 1948 to 2007. So in all of that time, it's just been falling apart. And the only good thing about them selling it is that the guy that bought it is probably one of the most responsible developers that, he's the guy that bought the water wheel. You ever drive through downtown Plymouth and see that beautiful water wheel? Northville, did I say?
Northville.
I'm sorry. And where he bought that water, and that was a Ford industry building. And he's Richard Cox is his name. And you know, he's got all kinds of restrictions. I just read over the whole proposal again. He's got to put $2.5 million into it to renovate it. He is going to make the bottom level a restaurant, and it was built in 1922. So he's restoring it all back to its original 1942. He's going to have all the people who work in the restaurant dressed like it's 1942. He's going to put a 1922 Ford in the lobby. He's going to have 1922 music in the restaurant. The top balcony is going to be, the top building, second floor, is going to be a banquet hall. He is going to restore all of the property around it, the bridge that falls apart, that is falling apart, that you can even get access to. The reason that the county made them take the surrounding land is because there's a ton of issues with it that they don't want to pay for. One of them is the bridge going over. You can't even get to it without crossing the Rouge. So there's a bridge that's a piece of the road behind gates. I ride my bike in the park all the time, and I never even saw this place. You could, if you didn't know it was there, you could ride right by it. Big fence behind the locked gates, the big fences with the thorny things on top. And then so they gotta fix the bridge. So what he plans on doing is connecting the bike path, because the bike path doesn't connect there. So he's going to clear that land, open it up, make it accessible to the public, create a park-like environment where there's old greenhouses and storage buildings that are all dilapidated there. So I really think that for an old decommissioned road yard, what it's going to be is going to be an asset. But the parkland is a whole other story. And so I don't support the sale of Wilcox Mill. I don't support the sale of Newburgh Mill, any of the land around it, or any other land, be it a square inch of Hines Park. So I just wanted to let you know, I just wanted to differentiate that for you so that you know, because my colleague Glenn Anderson is also a very strong opponent to this. He supports you, he supports them, and he supported the sale of Phoenix Mill with me, and every other member of that board, it passed unanimously, because it was a road asset, not a park asset. You need to know that, they need to know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have like-minded colleagues on the commission. Where are they at with the people who are against, the people who are for?
If it was put before us today, it passed.
60-40, 70-30?
And 70-30 easy. So one of these people, when they were speaking, said that a lot of these people don't have the parkland in their district. 6 county commissioners do.
Who are
the ones that it touches? It starts in Dearborn with Sam Baydoun, then it goes to Dearborn Heights, which is my district, the 8th district. Then it goes to Glenn Anderson in Westland. Then it goes to Terry Marecki in Livonia. Then Melissa Daub has Plymouth and Plymouth Township. And Terry Marecki also has Northville in Northville Township.
Right.
Did I miss anyone?
No.
Okay, so.
This one.
Do you know what Commissioner Dobbs' position is from Plymouth? Would she vote for it or against it?
We're gonna have questions.
Oh, okay.
And I can stick around for questions if they're pointed to me. I can take whatever questions that you have. I'd be glad to stick around, but I don't. It's their show.
You can answer.
Okay, I won't know, I know Melissa Dobb is getting seriously pressured from both sides. Tony Rocco is the guy that wants to buy, Wilcox Mill.
Right.
And if Tony Rocco was willing to do, like Nancy said, a private, public partnership with us and lease the land, we have, private, interests throughout the park where they lease it. We have a golf course, a kayak rental, a Segway rental.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to repurpose them. I don't want to see them fall apart. I think we should take the money that we take from you to invest in them and actually invest in them, renovate them, and lease them to them, and let them do his wonderful art programs with the kids.
If she were to vote today, though, would she vote?
I can't read her mind.
Okay.
I just know that she's brand new commissioner. She doesn't have strong political legs yet, and she's getting an enormous amount of pressure. She's gotten letters of endorsement from the township supervisors in Plymouth, in Canton. You know, her biggest communities, her local elected officials, leaders are all writing letters to support the sale of it, because who does their roads?
Right.
Lauren Evans does their roads.
Right.
Yep.
So that's why they're putting a lot of pressure on her. So I don't know where she's gonna go
Who's the
yet.
woman, who are you talking about?
Melissa Dobb, the commissioner, you know what, she's a really good new commissioner. I think the world of her. I just think she's getting a ton of pressure locally to sell it, because people are falling in love. They're romanticizing about what Tony Rocco wants to do with that property. What they're missing is that he can do everything he wants to do without purchasing the land. He's not immortal. When he dies, it's going to become an asset that's an heir of a businessman.
Right.
After you've been paying taxes for it for 1,000,000 years.
Yep.
Yeah, because even before the park millage, you were still paying your property taxes.
Yep.
My commissioner, Sam Baydoun, how's he? He's a man unopposed, he's a real estate man, how's he feel about that?
He's gonna support it.
He tried to buy Warren Valley, what do you think?
No, it's not the same Sam Baydoun, so let me correct that. No, nope. They're both real estate agents. They're both from Dearborn, but Sam Baydoun, the realtor, no, Sam Baydoun, the county commissioner, is not the same Sam Baydoun that was trying to buy the golf course. But,
We're gonna get Steve on here,
Yeah.
and you're gonna stick around and
I will.
Just really quickly, with the Q&A, if you do have a question, we have Bill over here. Wave your hand, Bill. He has a microphone, that way we can all hear the questions, and I believe some of the responders will have a mic as well. And before we get to that, in case anybody needs to leave early, I want to let you know on the way out, there is a sign-up sheet on the table. We're trying to gauge interest to see who would like to go to the commission meeting on the 26th, next Tuesday. There's a sign-up sheet to get interest in taking